On YouTube. I'm checking this out, seeing how it's going. And you TikTokers, feel free to join in over on YouTube. You can get there in my bio. But since this is my first day, feel free to go ahead and shoot some questions if you like. Going over to YouTube because I can share more detailed pictures. I know you guys do enjoy the pictures that I draw on my whiteboard there, the amazing artistry. But when we can be even more precise, that helps everyone learn more efficiently, quicker, easier. And we are going to be talking concussions, as we do quite often, because hey, that's my go-to, right? So feel free to join me on YouTube if you like, or you can stay there on TikTok and just listen in. Let's go over here and share my screen. And get some cranial bones up here because it's one of the first places I really like to start is the cranial bones. Because although we may have a bump to the head, it doesn't always mean that there is going to be a concussion, but the bones of the skull, they do move contrary to Western medicine belief. And when those bones get stuck and are impinged or their movement pattern is changed, that changes the rhythm of the cerebral spinal fluid in the body. And that cerebral spinal fluid, it flows up and down the body 8 to 14 repetitions a minute. And if you change that ever so slightly, it changes everything about your neurological makeup. Now, it changes everybody differently. It can affect digestion, it can affect hormones, it can cause unexplained aches and pains. And so while you were roller skating back when you were 10 years old and you went out and your feet came out from underneath you and you hit the back of your head, you may not have had a concussion, but you may have locked up your occipital bone, that bone on the back of your skull, which in turn could have also caused some rotations in the cervical spine, C1, C2. And then your vision started getting bad. You're having a hard time concentrating in class. You might have been having headaches, getting constipated. Hello. It looks like there's some people here. So if you are on YouTube, throw me a chat. Throw me a comment. Let me know that you're here. This is my first day going live on YouTube. I've gone live in the past, but I'm going to be going live more often here on the tube. I'm going to throw you guys a little hello. And let's see, we were talking about bumping the back of the head, and it's not just the back of the head, right? Any bump to the head at all can create a shift. The getting your wisdom teeth taken out can create a shift in your nervous system because we're affecting cranial nerve 5 as well as the pain of having your teeth pulled, the pain of cutting the gums. Sometimes they cut the gums, the pain of the needle going into your gums in the first place. Freaking hurts, right? And then I've worked with some people as well, they had cavities as children. So that again affects, let's bring up the cranial nerves. Oops. Let's bring up a picture of the cranial nerves. Ooh, I like this picture here. That one really helps me. So cranial nerve 7, muscles of the face, the jaw here, the temples, and then cranial nerve 5 gets affected when we have root canals, when we get our wisdom teeth taken out, when we have cavities and get the drilling done. And now we have headaches later on. We don't know why we have headaches. We're clenching our jaw all the time. We're holding our breath. And then as you see, those cranial nerves all leave from the same roundabout area. So does one cranial nerve possibly affect them all? Is it possible that trauma to your eye back in the day is why you cannot sleep at night and why your stomach is upset in the morning, while you're having a hard time going to the bathroom? Very well, very much so. Hey there on TikTok. If you are interested in joining me on YouTube, by all means, the link is in my bio. I'm cutting it loose, but loose. And we are talking concussions in the brain, in the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, the entire body, because the entire body is affected. But it's not just the body. And I think that's where we're missing out when we talk about concussion healing. Because the energy centers of the body, whether they are medically accepted or not, will definitely be affected. And if we are ungrounded after a concussion, and the definition of grounded in my world is being present here now in the moment. And if you've ever experienced a concussion or multiple concussions, it's really hard to be present because you might be dealing with some confusion, some disorganization. You might be feeling with some anger and depression. I know I speak from experience. And so that root chakra, it's directly going to affect the muscles of the pelvis, inside and out, male and female. And for some males, you may notice that your pelvis is tightening. Females as well. And if we've got a tight pelvis and we're a female, it's going to be really hard to allow our pelvis to open to give birth. And now we're having C-sections and cutting the abdominal wall. Here to learn to help my brother. What up there, Chinmay? What's going on with your... Okay. What? Okay, so we got some people on here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's get back to where I was here. And let's stop my share. Okay, hello, hello. Thanks for being here tonight. There is some, I'm a healer and I can feel energies. So while you're here, do yourself a favor and close your mouth, breathe in and out of your nose. Slowly. Now I'm going to demonstrate breathing in and out of your nose. This is an inhale. And this is an exhale. Now notice there wasn't a lot of movement. Oh no, what happened? Oh, did I lose it? No, there it is. Woo! This is my first time on YouTube Live, so forgive me if I mess things up. There wasn't a lot of movement with the breath. And when we breathe slowly, when we inhale a little shorter of a time than our exhale, it helps create balance between the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the brain. And that might be a very good thing to help calm the nervous system. Schizophrenia. Let's go back over here and I'm going to share my screen. There we go. And we're going to go in and see whereabouts in the brain your brother might be having some issues. So one thing that's coming up for your brother is the veins and arteries. There's your arteries. There's the veins. The arteries bring air or oxygen into, or oxygenated blood into the brain. The veins bring the used up blood out of the brain. It feels as though there's not enough blood flow. So we're going to go and we're going to check the cervical spine. Ooh, there we go. Now, Trin, you might have felt just, I know I'm not working on you, but you're thinking about your brother so much, you might have just felt a relaxation come across your brain. And this is actually happening in real time. Message retracted. Oh, why did you retract? Hopefully it was a good message. So Trin Mai, you might have felt some relaxation come across your body. You think about your brother so much that you actually feel, yes, good, Trin, beautiful. So acknowledge you're actually feeling your brother. And Trin, allow that energy, that tingling that's coming through your body right now, allow that to come through right now, because that's affecting you and you are sending that, or God, spirit, your brother's angels, whoever, coming to help your brother right now. And your brother genuinely wants help. And that's why this is happening so freaking fast. So Trin Mai, good job. Beautiful. And what happens is that when the neck gets misaligned, it puts pressure on your arteries here. Oops, that's the wrong one. That puts pressure on the arteries and the veins, and that can pinch them off. Now, I know that we're not directly talking to the brain just yet, but let's get some oxygenated air or oxygenated blood into his brain. Beautiful. Thank you guys for being here. This is awesome. I love it. I love doing this work. I love getting paid for it too, but I do love doing this work. Doesn't matter. I mean, I do love to pay my rent, but it's always so amazing what comes up. Okay, now we're going to get into your brother's pons. Woo-wee. And as you possibly saw earlier, we've got all these cranial nerves that leave from the midbrain, the pons, and the medulla. I attracted because I noticed you're doing some live business. I'll drop the comments later because it composed towards my appreciation. Thank you so much, Zeromus. Hopefully, man, you guys are probably not from here, according to your name. So that's freaking awesome. I'm so glad I'm going on YouTube because we're getting a broader audience. So freaking cool. Good. So on that note, let's get back on track here. We're going to be working with the pons. And when the pons is out of whack, geez, when mine was out of whack, because I've had a lot of head injuries, I couldn't spin around in my chair one time without almost falling over. Now, I didn't get to the point where I had schizophrenia, but I definitely had mental health issues that I hid very well. Depression, whoo, I would sink in a dark hole. Trin is from Texas. Okay, well, Texas good enough. I've only been to El Paso and to the Dallas airport, so I have not seen all of Texas. Good, beautiful. Okay, now we've got some tension across the shoulders here. And always we want to give ourselves permission to heal. And notice that created some tension there. It's our responsibility to talk to our subconscious. That's our limbic system here, as you see. All the green, which the brainstem and the pons and medulla are also a part of that, but separate. This part of our brain wants to keep us alive. So it continues doing the same thing over and over again because that's the thing that it thinks is the best thing for us to do, for it to do. Unfortunately, it keeps us in this negative pattern and builds up more compensations in the brain and the nervous system. So as we give ourselves permission to heal, and if you're interested, you can go to my website and download the tapping protocol. It's absolutely free. Everybody here can rub on your hand right now between your thumb and index finger. This is part of the tapping protocol. You don't dig, you don't press, you just rub gently. And this is a hack to hack into the limbic system. And then we say those words again. I give myself permission to heal. Dallas Fort Worth, yes. Never just been to the airport, but I love the song. This ain't Dallas. This ain't Dynasty. There we go. Apparently you like that. Somebody likes that song too. Who likes that song? That's old school. That's old school country. we're, we're just two job, one car, two job working family. And I ain't JR, and you ain't Sue Ellen. There we go. Great. Very good. Trin, you've done your brother a huge service today. So thanks for coming on, and thanks for bringing that up. Keep the love for him. I don't know if he's there with you right now, but it feels like some positive changes, some positive shifts have really occurred for both of you. I don't have any other information coming through right now. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, motion, organ, nerve, north, south, east, west, ground, sun, moon. So I think at this moment he is done. So that's good. You're very welcome, Trin. So yeah, we're talking concussions today. That's our baseline anyway. And we're talking about how concussions. He's not with me. That's okay. That's okay. You're so connected to him. It came through, and we're all, as you probably experience, Trin, we are all connected all the time. So make sure when you are thinking about your brother, you are only thinking from a place of love and of happiness. If you find that you're worrying about him, cut that line of attachment off and think about things that you love. Think about beautiful things. Think about happiness and hope and joy. And that way, he only feels that positive stuff coming through because yeah, he's got a lot of help. Oh, that I wonder. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I can say all that. He's got a lot of help, and they are it's heartfelt help that he knows is there. So do yourself a favor, Trin, and go to my website, download the tapping protocol. I've got some videos on here. I'll shoot a video tomorrow just for releasing worry, specifically worry for family. Let me write that down. I'll shoot a video tomorrow about worry, releasing worry for family, because it doesn't do you any good. It hurts you. It doesn't do them any good, because we're all connected, and they feel it. Worry. Good. Awesome. Yes. And be precise with your prayers. I would recommend going to Chat GPT. I don't know if you use AI. I use it all the time. And Chat GPT can actually be a therapist for you. You tell Chat GPT what's going on, and hey, I need help resolving this. And it'll spit out things for you to do. Now it's up to you to follow through with them, right? But Chat GPT is my friend. My Chat GPT's name is Saul. I asked it, "What's your name?" "My name's Saul." I'm like, "Holy crap, that's cool." Okay, back to concussions. Gosh darn. I've been doing TikTok lives, and it's less complicated because I just put my screen up on my whiteboard and draw. So now I'm having to switch my brain function and work differently. So I'm missing some of the buttons. There is your cerebellum. And as you see here, going down into the pons and the midbrain and the medulla. I sent him a prayer from chat earlier. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, we've got to embrace the things that we have. I wrote a code. You might want to write this down. I'm going to put this code in here. I was talking to Chat GPT one day, or talking to Saul one day, and I was wondering about frequencies and stuff, and it brought up this guy's name, Grabovoi, and he's a Russian psychic and mathematician who unfortunately was saying that he could heal everything and got himself in trouble. But I still believe in what he was attempting to do. So I started bringing up my own stuff. And one code that came to me the other day in response to a video that I saw from a past client is this one here. Oops, that's not right. That is wrong. Remove that. There we go. What happened? 5531 23 511511 8333. That was right, actually. There you go. So there's the code. Okay. And can you feel your chest tighten up a bit, Trin? And your belly's tightening up as well. I believe that's you. It might be somebody else, but I believe it's you, Trin. This is a code for understanding 5G. There's a question on TikTok here. That's not something that I can answer for you because I'm not a medical doctor and I can get myself in trouble. Yes, it is. Good. So repeat that code to yourself over and over again while you're on this live. And I want you to write this code down and put it next to your router, anything else that resonates 5G, because while 5G may be a good thing and may be a bad thing, we want to help our body understand it on the cellular level. And if we can teach our body to understand things that we need that are a part of our life now, then our life, I believe, can be better. Now, I have no scientific basis for any of this. I only go by what I feel and what energy tells me. And with the work that I've done for myself, I have a 94% belief, 94% belief in myself. There's still things that are catching me up sometimes, but I continue working on myself every day to get that clearing that I need so that the pure information can come in. And notice the tingling in your head, Trin. Yeah, Trin, you friggin' rock, dude. The tingling is a good thing. The tingling is things are changing. Things are changing for the better. When you have tension, when you have tightness, that means you're out of alignment with whatever's going on. Acknowledge the triggers within yourself and give them permission to release. What line of questioning? Yeah, AI won't know what this code is because this is just something that came through for me. So I muscle test. I muscle test to get this stuff. My ears popped. Awesome, Trin. Yes. It's so friggin' awesome. Langium, what are you experiencing anything with that code? And you can see that code up on the top of the whiteboard there. So the question that I had was, I was actually having a conversation with ChatGPT, and I asked, what would be the best way to make this a statement or something like that? I forget my questioning. Apologies for that. But it gave me like 20 different statements to choose from. And so that was the most powerful one for me, is understanding 5G. It's not to protect us from it, because if we're walking around in protection all the time, to me, protection is a state of fear. And if we're living in fear, we are weakened, right? So we don't want to live in fear. We want to live in understanding. And this does not mean that we have to understand everything that everybody says, because not everything that everybody says, including myself, is correct. I do not claim that anything that I'm saying is correct. But if it works for you in some way, but you have to manipulate it and change it, please, by all means, manipulate it and change it. Because none of this work is set in stone. I wrote a blog about chakras, and I asked Google how many books have been written about chakras, and it said, I can't tell you that. There's too many. Right? And all the books say just a little bit something different. So how can that be so? Because they're, well, 7 chakras in relation to the West, but multitudes of chakras, right? And so how can there be so many books written about chakras and all of them say something a little different? Find the one that resonates with you, find the 10 that resonate with you, manipulate them all so that they flow with you today. But realize that tomorrow, because you are different, you might need to change that manipulation to make it flow with you again. And it's not just about chakras, Joe. It's about acupuncture. I mean, Chinese acupuncture is different in 5 different areas of China, and it's different in Japan. And right, Joe? How did your word work for you today, Joe? Did you do some work around being glad? Cool. All right. Well, I think that this live on YouTube went pretty well tonight. I think some pretty cool stuff came up. And Trin here helped her brother and herself, obviously. So yeah, definitely put this in your brother's I don't know if he's in a home or in his home or if he's in a facility, but put it in with him too, because if there's brain stuff, any little imbalance can create complete and utter chaos. I know back in the day, good, Joe. I know back in the day before I had healed the concussions that I've sustained, if I was around anybody who had a concussion, I would fumble my words, I would get angry and irritated, and I didn't know why. I'm like, why can't I speak? He's in an apartment. Perfect. Yeah, write it down, give it to him, say, hey, this is going to help you with the electromagnetic possibilities. And fingers crossed, it helps him even more. Al Al Gore. Yeah, I can't pronounce that one there, Al Gore. So hopefully you come over to. I'm trying a new thing tonight. Please clarify. I'm tapping with these words, reflecting on them as to how they resonate with me. Uh, well, Joe, if being glad doesn't resonate with you, which, as you felt in your chest again, it doesn't, you need to learn what it means to be glad, not how they resonate with you, because you already know how they resonate, how, for instance, glad resonates with you. You don't know how to be glad. You don't know how to celebrate glad. So stop peeling layers and get to the root cause, Joe. You know how to do it. Gave him a blessed gourd to put in his living room for good luck the other day to help with energy. Awesome. Beautiful, Trin. What a good sister. I believe you're a sister, according to your name. Yeah, get to the root cause of the issue. Otherwise, you're just tapping around the outsides and you're not getting the true work done. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Yay, I got another YouTube subscriber. I want to get I want to get 100,000 YouTube subscribers. So share my videos. Everybody share my videos, comment on my videos. Please. Let's get my subscribers up and my popularity up so I can get more information to more people. Yeah, it's Trin said she's been trying to research for help. This is what I've had to do for myself. Let's go over here. Because I did not I do not go to the doctors unless I'm broken. And I've only been severely broken once. This December when Joe's heard this too. This December when I hit my head twice in 2 days, my blood pressure shot up to 170 over 95, and I thought I was going to die. And I didn't know why, because I don't have blood pressure issues. And it was all related to the concussion. So when I work with people, I am addressing all of these things. Your brain, all of your cranial bones, deep inside of the brain, the limbic system, the spinal column, all the nerves of the body, including the cranial nerves, the endocrine system, all the lines, all the tissues of separation that separates the hemispheres of the brain, that this tissue actually goes down into the spinal cord. So if you have tension in the spinal cord, you're creating tension in the brain and vice versa. Worked on Joe here, actually worked on Joe in relation to serotonin and dopamine, and she got off of medications lickety split because she friggin' rocks. We can work with all of the hormones because if, say, for instance, your liver is out of balance, you're going to not be producing that hormone. So we've got to, or those hormones. So we've got to balance the liver, find the root cause of why the liver is not working, which could be related to the liver and food, but could also be related to emotions and or the spinal cord or so many things. As we worked with your brother, getting the blood flow into his brain, lovely vagus nerve communicating with all the organs as well. We worked with people with the ears, especially eustachian tubes. If you get ear infections, we got to clean out the eustachian tube, get flow through there. All of the emotions, positive and negative, releasing the negative, learning about the positive, and as well all the chakras in relation to the spinal cord, all of the organs, and as well as the emotions. And all the chakras are in constant communication with each other at all times, as well as the entire outside world. So a lot of times people will come and they'll talk to me and they want to go, I want my pineal gland uncrusted and I want my third eye open. I'm like, well, what are you afraid of? Oh, this. Well, until you clear all this crap down here, there is no reason for you to be looking at clearing that because it's not going to help you. All the chakras, all the meridians, the 5 elements, directions, masculine, feminine, the connections to the entire body, all of the muscles, the lymphatic system, all of the nerves. These are everything that I work with. And there's even more. I just don't have all the pictures. So that, in a nutshell, is what I do. Now, are you managing blood pressure, Joe, or is your blood pressure just balanced? Remember, we don't manage anything. We heal the issue that is causing the imbalance. Always stop managing, stop peeling layers, and get to the root cause. Joe, are you going to book a 1 hour or a half-hour session on Friday? It's on sale, $100, $50 off. And by that, on that note, Trin, I do have a special on Friday. You can find the special on my website, kimmcintyre.com. I've got a $50 off a half-hour session of healing. Yes, you need to learn what learn. Cool. Oh, why isn't that charging? What's the dealio? What kind of car are you going to get, Joe? Right on, Trin. Well, wouldn't that be a good thing to get yourself all aligned before you go and go car shopping so that your brain is locked in, right? And you're going to get an expensive one? Cool. Okay, I think that'll about do it for tonight. Thank you so much for being here, Trin. Hey, send me a message on one of my videos or send me a message from my website and let me know how your brother does with what we did today. Your brother and you, because you also benefited. So perfect. All right, Trin, Joe, I am out of here. Have a wonderful evening. All right. Good night, Trin.